the Black Sea into a war zone. We've seen missiles from warships coming into Ukrainian cities and towns.
The U.S. and its NATO allies are unveiling new support for Ukraine to help it restore power and heat, and accusing Vladimir Putin of using winter as a weapon of war. Cami McCormick, CBS News, Bucharest, Romania.
So much for Nestle's peanut allergy treatment. The Wall Street Journal says the company may put Palforzia up for sale. The drug gradually exposes patients to higher doses of peanut powder, but Nestle reports sales were just meh. S&P futures up 1. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn.
It's Christmas. Keep it real. A real Christmas tree from Cluck Nursery will fill your home with holiday fragrance and Christmas cheer. So get everyone loaded up and travel out to Cluck's Nursery's beautiful Christmas tree fields to cut your own Christmas tree. Select from traditional spruce trees, Fraser fir, and balsam fir, or choose from their large selection of pre-cut trees. Ask about Cluck's machine tree drilling featuring the Answer Tree Stand for straight and easy tree setup every time. Cluck's will drill, shake, bale, and load your tree at no extra charge. Also, check out their large selection of custom decorated wreaths, fresh garland, swags, and more. Munch on a free popcorn ball and warm yourself by the Yule fire. Keep family traditions alive with a visit to Cluck Nursery on Van Wormer Road, a half-mile south of Gratiot in Shields. Be sure to visit us online at clucknursery.com.
George Thorogood, bad of the ball, shaking down the thunder. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Plug in and rock hard. Tickets start at $45. You're on sale now at the box office and etickets.com. The New Year's Street Party starts here. George Thorogood and the Destroyer. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Kokomo's Family Fun Center, Westside Decorating, Third Gen Tire and Service Center, Applied Training Solutions, and Style Encore. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies at 9:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. An Ohio man is lodged in the Isabella County Jail facing two charges of first-degree criminal sexual conduct with a victim under the age of 13. 45-year-old David Heatley of Lorain, Ohio, was arrested by state police November 23rd. Details about the dates of his offenses and Heatley's relationship to the victim are not available at this time. However, Heatley faces up to life in prison if convicted. He's lodged on a $150,000 bond. His next court date is December 15th. The former Genesee County clerk, convicted of performing a marriage ceremony outside his jurisdiction in 2019, was sentenced on Monday. John Gleason was sentenced to a year of probation and must pay a $100 fine. Been charged with attempting to intimidate an employee and to create and backdate a marriage affidavit and license for a marriage he officiated in Shiawassee County, but those charges were dropped. Gleason resigned as county clerk after his arrest in April. The position remains unfilled. It's the holiday season, and no place is busier than Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth. Bronner's Vice President Carla Bronner-Spletzer says this is one of the busiest weeks at the store.
It is very busy. Actually, we're busy throughout the whole month of November and December. As you can imagine, it's the Christmas season, and it gets started a little bit earlier here than other places because people are getting their decorations and getting ready to decorate their homes.
Bronner-Spletzer says the most popular items are their personalized ornaments as well as religious ornaments. She says it's also the busiest time for all of Frankenmuth, which has an ice rink downtown, holiday decorations, and many shops in for those chicken dinners. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
A 401k can be an important asset for many Americans' retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years. Tune in Sundays at 8 a.m. on WSGW for your Financial Empower Hour with Jason and Carl Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment in Midland. They will give you information like how your 401k's tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Hundreds of inmates were left in the cold after the Wayne County Jail's heat went out Sunday night. According to the jail, the temperatures dropped into the low 40s Sunday before professionals arrived to assess the damage. Those professionals say the heating system likely failed due to aging. Extra blankets are now being distributed to help inmates stay warm until heating is fixed. Right now, there's no definite answer on when that may happen. Detroit's car makers are closely watching the recent unrest in China, which is the world's largest car market. Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert has this story.
That unrest could drive up vehicle prices as of the China consulting firm Zozo Go. But long term, he says it has American car makers rethinking their investments in China.
The bigger picture, Jeff, is that Chinese automakers, electric car makers, are gradually edging out the Western automakers. The writing's on the wall. It's the beginning of the end, I feel, for Western automakers operating in China.
Dunn says long term, that means more car makers and suppliers making investments in manufacturing here in the U.S. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
A former West Michigan congressman and member of the Trump administration plans to challenge attorney Matt DePerno for the state Republican Party chair. Pete Hoekstra, who has served as former President Trump's ambassador to the Netherlands from 2018 to 2021, Trump to sit on the sidelines and not get involved in the race for the control of the party. A new addition to the state capitol will be dedicated today. Heritage Hall is a $40 million underground visitor center and event space located beneath the capitol. Construction began a couple of years ago. The hall faces West Ottawa Street to the west. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Speaker Jason Wentworth will be among officials in attendance for the grand opening, which will happen at noon. WSGW News Time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Cloudy skies today with a high of 52 degrees, 15 miles per hour. Scattered rain showers likely tonight, otherwise cloudy skies with a low of 36 degrees, south wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday will be cloudy with rain likely early, then changing to snow. High temperatures will reach 44 degrees. Wednesday night will be cloudy with a low of 26 degrees. Partly sunny on Thursday with a high of 36. Cloudy skies on Friday with a high of 46 degrees. I'm meteorologist Angie Holliday with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 39 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show. This one for Tuesday, the 29th of November. One day left in the month. Wow, would you believe that already? Unbelievable. Anyhow, later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we're going to talk to State Representative Graham Filler from the 93rd District. He's been named to some leadership positions in the Republican side of the legislature. Now he's going to be in the minority, but he's got some leadership positions. We're going to talk about that with him and some other issues. At 11 o'clock, Rocket Grab Plus will be the subject of our focus. But for this hour, it's open phones. Whatever you'd like to chat about it, 989-752-6111. And I am curious, and if you are following soccer, the FIFA World Cup, Iran and the U.S. clash today, 2 o'clock, and all kinds of political tension. Iran has petitioned that the U.S. be disqualified because a representation of the Iranian flag published by the Americans left out their symbol in the middle. However, nothing probably will ever come of that. But at 2 o'clock today, this could be one of the most politically charged matches in history. But sometimes more is made of that than what the players actually experience. Most of the players, both sides, are there to play the game. They're professional athletes. They want to win. And in supporting that feeling, the two teams posed for a joint photograph. And during that photograph, the Iranian players handed white flowers to their American opponents, and the U.S. gave the Iranians U.S. Soccer Federation pennants. They even exchanged jerseys. So, the players sometimes have a way of bypassing all of the hype and the nonsense that goes on outside of the pitch. So my question is not whether you favor the U.S. to beat the Iranians or whether you think they should play the Iranians. Are you going to watch? And did you watch the 0-0 game between the U.S. and England? I have to admit, I watched every blessed minute of it. Not because I'm a ardent soccer fan. I'm not. I mean, I'll watch it, but not the forefront of my thoughts. But I wanted to see this game because the U.S. is back in the World Cup, and you want to support your American teams and hope they do well. So I watched every minute of the 0-0 game. There were maybe 3 or 4 highlights that you say, wow, ooh, look at that. They almost scored, But besides that, there was a lot of back and forth, which soccer tends to be. But the fact that the U.S. is playing Iran is, I think, going to heighten the interest a little bit, simply because of the antagonistic position of both countries. So we'll get on with it. But again, I think you're going to find almost all the players are there to play the game and not deliver political messages. They leave that to others. And that's true in many sports. A lot of things happen in sports that aren't positive a lot of times. But the players manage to put that aside, get on the field of play and play. They're professionals. That's what they do for a living. I have to tell you, I'm involved with the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club, and these young men, and we say young because our youngest is 15, Michael Misa, up to age 20. These are in every way budding professional athletes who are striving to find a career in the sport they love. And you watch these young men work out, and you watch them practice, To them, this is a job. It's not a sport. It's a job. And there are certain protocols to be good at your job in the same way that there are protocols to be good at any job. And these athletes care about one thing, and that's A, making the team they're playing for now, and B, furthering their careers down the road. And they do what is necessary to make that happen. They do what's necessary to make them stronger, to make them faster, to make them more accurate with the puck. And you watch this day in and day out, and they are enthusiastic. They're not there begrudgingly. They're there because they want to be there. And that's true of professional sports. To make it to the professional level, to be one of those highly paid athletes, takes far more work than anyone realizes. And it's continuous. Absolutely continuous. Many years ago, my wife and I took a group from the radio station and our clients to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We were there for about 8 days. And one of the people on the trip was an interior lineman for what was then the Indianapolis Colts, I think it was. He was a big, strapping guy. Well, we were down at Puerto Vallarta, this paradise. I mean, we're sitting right on a bay. We're in a hotel, waterfront. Everything is perfect. He spent probably half of every day in the workout room, riding a bike, a stationary bike, lifting weights, doing things he needed to stay in shape. And I asked him why, and he said, well, this is what I do. It's my job. His job was to maintain his body so he was in playing shape when it came time to get back on the football field. So I expect that the match today at 2 o'clock will be fielded by a group of athletes who care about one thing: winning the game. Yeah, they'll carry their flags. They'll be supported by people waving flags. At the end, they'll wrap themselves in their flags if they win. But on the field of play, on the pitch, as it's called, it's all about soccer. So will you watch? I probably will again. All right. Lines open for you, whatever you want to chat about. Excuse me, something stuck in my throat there. We will take a break and then come back with more.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with a light brown or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
2000, 2008, 2022. When it comes to the economy, those are some scary years. .com crash, housing crash, and the roller coaster we're going through right now. It's a dangerous time to not know your numbers. But over 31,000 businesses have the confidence and clarity they need because they rely on NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. So, how do you prepare for uncertain times? The answer, NetSuite. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your business processes, and easily see where to save money. That's why 93% of customers say they improved their visibility and control when they upgraded. Waiting for. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
This holiday season, give the most eternal, unique gift of the year. Name a star after someone. I'm Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we'll name a star after anyone on your gift list. The star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office, and we will send an incredible personalized gift package. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the gift that shines forever.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Economists at Bank of America are now predicting a mild U.S. recession next year, driven by weaker investment and consumer spending. But they're also predicting inflation will fall to 3.2% a year from now. Oil futures are trading higher with speculation China might ease COVID restrictions. Protests there. Adobe Analytics says Cyber Monday likely broke records with more than $11 billion spent online in a single day. Adobe says big discounts gave shoppers welcome relief from high inflation. AMC Networks CEO Christina Spade has resigned after less than 3 months in the position. The company says it's still finalizing who it will name as her replacement. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
This holiday season, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation delivers on its promise to do good and never forget the sacrifices America's greatest heroes have made for us with their annual Season of Hope. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve, the foundation will deliver mortgage-free homes to dozens and dozens of America's catastrophically injured veterans, fallen first responder families, and Gold Star families. Bring hope to heroes. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve you're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Somebody is remaking Winnie the Pooh into a violent horror movie.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
It's called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, my.
Because the copyright ran out on Winnie the Pooh, and so now they can use the characterizations and such like that. And I guess the movie's coming out in February. Well, now, Bambi. The same person who wrote, produced, and directed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is also involved in a Bambi remake. The film will show Bambi as a vicious killing machine lurking in the wilderness. Subtitle of the movie says, "Prepare for Bambi on rabies." Bambi isn't happy that mom got killed.
Is Thumper the hitman or what?
The flower.
Well,
Flower's going to shoot him with a stink.
Actually, the film is going to be titled Bambi the Reckoning. First Winnie the Pooh, Bambi.
Let's face it, though, Piglet had it coming.
Well, apparently it's not our childhoods anymore.
Charles. At your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next monthly Van Camp and Robin show, Joe Biden sides with the communists yet again. Does he know he did? Well, yeah, they signed his checks.
Mark Lee, Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, that puts us back on the show, and to our phones we go. And we have Chris in Freeland with us this morning. Chris, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
I just heard a tease for the morning team show, and they didn't mention your name. What's up with that?
Say that again.
I just heard a tease
for
the morning team show, and they did not mention your name.
Oh, well, that's because I'm not part of the morning team. I joined them at 8:40. That's the only part I have in the show. For the most part, the show from 5:30 in the morning on is Charlie, Pat, and Denise. I only come on once at 8:40, so I don't get included.
All right,
in the same, and I don't include them in my show either. So it's
okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, I want to say you waxed eloquently about being professional, the sports.
Yeah.
However, I gave up watching any sport because of the kneeling. Every major pro sport had kneelers.
Yeah.
I just saw a post this morning, and I don't know how old it is. Supposedly, 2 Tampa Bay Bucks were kneeling on the sideline, and Brady had a to-do with the coach and told him to bench him. So I don't know how true that is, but
it's
if it's still going on,
it's going on very, very little. It had its time, as you well know, obviously, but it seems to have waned. We don't see it. We don't hear much about it anymore. And apparently, folks like Brady are taking matters in their own hands, trying to quell it.
Yeah, well, good for Brady if he actually had a hand in telling him to hit the bricks. Now, didn't the American soccer team before the tournament started get their pictures taken with these rainbow-colored armbands on their shirts because somebody wanted to get political and keep pushing the LGBTQXYZ123 agenda? And there was a flap about maybe a couple players that didn't want those armbands on their shirts, but the majority of them have them.
Yeah, not familiar with it. I heard something about it, but I'm not familiar with it.
All right. Well, to say they're not political and to say that all their minds are on the sport, I kind of disagree. So I don't know where that started or where that's coming from.
Well, I will agree with you. There are times when the sport is being used as a political weapon. I will agree with that. But for the most part, fortunately for the most part, that's not the normal case. It does happen. But then again, everything in life has its issues. No matter what business it is, listen, they're all people. And people do things that sometimes we don't like. And, whether they're athletes or business people or whoever they are, from time to time, they come forth with things that we don't like to see. However, I'll go back to a discussion I had the other day in that one of the things that makes us unique in this country is tolerance. You have to have tolerance for those who you disagree with. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean you have to give them their time. If you don't like what they're saying and doing and you don't want to watch them, that is also your right. But tolerance in terms of having issues put before us that we don't agree with and spoken about by others, it's part of the American dream, really, because you can't take away somebody else's rights without taking away yours. Make sense?
Yes, I'll agree with that. And it's just like we all have our own personal option not to look at it, not to watch it, not
Exactly.
to listen to it.
Yep, absolutely.
We right, because we don't want our ability to demonstrate or speak out or talk about things ourselves taken away. I do agree with that.
Yep, that's what our founding fathers were most worried about.
Yeah, I don't need something that that bothers 10% of the total population to be rammed down my throat when I'm in the 90% of the other side.
Yeah, so you don't watch it. You don't watch.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well,
Good
thank
enough,
you.
Chris. Thanks for calling. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
All righty.
And let's talk to John in Saginaw. John, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Earth.
Morning.
There was a report that the President Biden is supposed to be coming to Bay City today.
He is.
It's
going to
the opening of the semiconductor chip plant.
Yeah, SK Siltron, right?
That's right. So we have a situation where, of course, Dow with Hemlock producing the silicon wafers, and the South Koreans are smart enough to come to Michigan where there was a shortage and try to get their salesmen in the door as much as they can down in Detroit. And I think it's a good thing that it provides up-to-date local jobs here for the people in Michigan. But I don't think, I'm sure that a lot of incentive money politically in order to get that plant built here, but it's ever been thus that the politicians grand opening and take credit for it. And it's good on one side and it's not so good on the other side.
Yeah, so, you have to weigh it, don't you? Is there more good than negative?
Well, they're the ones who are weighing it, so you know.
Yeah.
But regarding the soccer concerns, I think that this is a show. And obviously the sportsmen who are playing it are interested in, as you say, to win the game. But also FIFA has to viewership. They have a very good worldwide viewership. But a little controversy always gets a few extra curious people to look at it.
That's true.
And that allows them to charge a little bit more for the advertising.
That's
that
business.
goes out there.
Yep.
So. And the third thing I would make a comment on, I would hope that the city of Saginaw, that's trying to determine what to do with its money, does more demolition work.
I would hope so too. And they've done a pretty good job so far, but they got a ways to go.
Yeah. We have a lot of dilapidated housing that's beyond repair that really should be just removed and the land put to some other use that would be more productive. I know they're trying to save their tax base, but unless they're going to get Representative Cuellar down in Texas to send a few busloads to Saginaw so that we can up our population, I think we're going to have a situation where we just have to start over. I know in Janesville, Wisconsin, when they closed the GM assembly plant, was a situation where they had to diversify their economic base. And
well, you look at the history.
In the long run, that's the best thing.
Yeah, but John, you look at the history of Saginaw. It's had to reinvent itself many times, and we have done so recently because we have become what? We have become a medical hub. Mm-hmm. And the medical profession now is probably one of the biggest employers in the area, if not the biggest employer.
Well,
you listen, change is inevitable. So how you respond to change is the critical issue.
Well, now, people talk about they would like national health insurance. If you go to Buffalo, has been on hard times, but they now have discovered, as you downtown Buffalo is booming because of the fact the Canadians who don't like the common insurance, who
That's
have
right.
money, come across the border and they come down into Buffalo.
That's right.
And they get private medical care to the nth degree, and they don't have to be satisfied with
they don't have to wait 6
common
months.
medical in Canada.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So the Buffalonians have discovered the medical also. So
good enough.
All right.
John, have a good one. Thanks for calling. Take care.
Thank you. We'll talk to you again.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Russ, hang on. We'll get to you after these notes.
We all bring something unique to the table. And at Jolt Credit Union, we celebrate that. We're more than a credit union. We're your advocate, invested in your well-being. Our roots run deep in the Great Lakes Bay region, and we understand that by helping our members achieve their personal goals, our whole community is made that much stronger. We're proud to serve our members with branches in Saginaw, Bay City, and Essexville. We make a promise to every member to give it all we've got, every day and everywhere. bold ideas lead to memorable results. And join us as we go all in. Become a member today by visiting a nearby branch or get started at joltcu.com. Jolt Credit Union, offering a powerful shift to a better way of banking. Federally insured by NCUA.
Have you recently tested positive for COVID-19? You may be eligible for therapeutics like antiviral medications and antibody therapy, which could reduce your risk of hospitalization and death. If you are a high-risk patient, talk to your healthcare provider about your options. To learn more about COVID, go to michigan.gov/COVID therapy. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
You hear the phrase a lot this time of year. Happy holidays. These are not always happy, particularly for guys grappling with a divorce that they didn't choose. These men need more than the help of a good lawyer. They need the hope and encouragement of a good friend.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated. Pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com. I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
On WSGW.
Cornelius Johnson, he makes a man miss. He's in the clear. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, CJ. He's got a man wide open. It's Cornelius Johnson again, John. He's in the clear. CJ to the 10, to the 5. Yes. One play. Touchdown. Hands it off to Donovan Edwards, and he's in the clear, John. They will not catch Donovan Edwards. Yes. Michigan improves to 12-0.
After beating rival Ohio State in back-to-back seasons, the second-ranked Michigan Wolverines will try to make it back-to-back Big Ten championships when they battle the Purdue Boilermakers in the conference title game this Saturday night at 7 on 790 News Radio WSGW. As always, Michigan football is brought to you by Lingle Equipment Company, Beerline Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, Zimomatic Irrigation Solutions, North Bloomfield Properties, and Wolf Isles Ace Hardware in Saginaw. It's Michigan and Purdue in the Big Ten Championship, live Saturday night at 7 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, open edition hour, and let's see, Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning. Wait a minute, just a minute, Russ. Yes, Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Just wanted to clear up the LGBT armband thing. It wasn't just the American team. It was most of the teams of the Western nations.
Oh.
And it was, they were going to make a stand for the LGBT community until the soccer federation said, okay, do it, and you're going to be penalized on the field. And the second they actually had something to lose by making a stand, they backed down immediately.
Okay.
We won't. We're,
Yep, I got it. It's all right. That's, that goes with what I've said all along about free speech. Free speech, nowhere in the Constitution does it say free speech without consequence.
And it just makes me wonder, what can be said about a person's character that they're willing to make a stand as long as they have nothing to lose by it and only accolades and congratulations.
No, well, because of the fact that they can make that stand outside the field of play anytime they want.
Well, yeah, where they don't have anything to lose by it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's true, but everything in life is measured that way. We measure everything in life that way.
It's a coward.
Well,
that's what we used to call it. I know it's not a popular word these days, but back in the day when I was a kid and growing up, that was a coward. The only time standing up for something really mattered is when you did put something on the line. Like our founding fathers putting their wealth, their lives, and everything else they said they were putting on their line by signing the Declaration of Independence.
Yep, and then they gave you the right to free speach, but didn't say anything about consequence.
And they had a lot to lose by signing that document.
Well,
and where would we be as a nation if they was, geez, we don't want to really risk anything, All
right, Russ.
Anyway, have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Paul in Saginaw. Paul, good morning. Paul, are you there? Good morning. Yep, got you now.
Okay. I heard several weeks ago, I was invited down by a Wayne State University grad team to attend a Wayne State University football game with Saginaw Valley College. And I got to sit in the players' alumni tent behind the end zone there where they had the big buffet spread with all the free eats and drinks. And I was introduced to Wayne State graduate, was a former Detroit Lion and Michigan Panther. And he played for the Lions in the 80s when they were at the Silver Dome, and Monty Clark was the coach, and
oh wow,
Billy
it goes
Sims
back a
was
ways.
on the team, and
Yeah.
Al Bubba Baker was on the team. And he was also telling me about what the players complain about the organization. And what do you think one of the biggest complaints was by the players with the organization?
Which organization?
The Lions.
Oh, I have no idea.
It was the AstroTurf at the Silver Dome. He said it was hard as a rock.
Oh, yeah, that's well known.
More injuries.
Yeah, that was well known.
And ended more careers prematurely.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty well documented, actually.
Yeah, he said that was one of their biggest complaints was the AstroTurf at the Silver Dome in the 80s.
Yep.
And he said Billy Sims could have played another 5 years if it wasn't for that hard AstroTurf there.
Mm-hmm.
And his career was prematurely ended too. He only played couple years for the Lions because of the AstroTurf. He had too many injuries from it. So
yep. Well, it's gone.
It's gone now, but they're still complaining about the AstroTurf at Ford Field, though.
I haven't heard I haven't heard nearly as many complaints about that.
It wasn't as bad as the Silver Dome, but there's 6 pro football sites with AstroTurf that the players are complaining about that the AstroTurf is really too hard.
Yep.
Causing too many injuries. So, but I thought I'd just pass that along.
All right, good enough.
What I heard from the player.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
You too.
Back with more.
Keep the Saginaw Children's Zoo for your holiday gifts. Visit our website to purchase a membership. Have a wild holiday and bring a gift from the zoo to your little ones this season.
Stay connected to what is happening at the Saginaw Children's Zoo by visiting our website at SaginawZoo.com.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
RocketGrabPlus.com. Rocket Grab Plus has a special Black Friday deal for you from Supercute. For only $12.50, you are going to get a $25 gift certificate to Supercute in Freeland. This will make a perfect stocking stuffer. Supercute is a home decor and gift shop in Freeland. They have trendy clothing, holiday decor, giftable items, and so much more. Save this Black Friday with RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
I wanted COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. It's literally all we... Whether you need to feed a meeting or the whole company, we're here to make sure the food is professionally delivered, on time, as ordered, and all within your budget. No wonder we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. Food for work is what we do, and no one knows it better. Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
You have the chance to win your mortgage or rent paid for in 2023 up to $18,000. It's the WSGW Home for the Holidays contest presented by Dow Credit Union. Enter online at WSGW.com. Look for the Home for the Holidays box. You can enter once per day with bonus entries. December 21st, Home for the Holidays, presented by Dow Credit Union. Enter online, WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you, and we invite your calls, whatever you'd like to chat about, at 989-752-6111. Don't know if you are aware of it or not. I wasn't. I guess I'd heard about it, but do you know what the term geofencing means? It's a term that's come about with GPS and all of that, in that Google, if you have on your phone, can pinpoint your location. You've probably, if you watch any of the, police or enforcement type television dramas on television, procedurals, they call them, the NCISs of the world, they routinely go on a computer, and where is he now? And they can spot where your phone is. Well, in real life, the FBI can issue a warrant to Google to provide information on your whereabouts. And their biggest ever investigation which of course was the January 6th incursion into the Capitol building, caused them to issue a geofence dragnet and subpoenaed phone records from Google of any phone within a 4-acre plot, including the Capitol building, of which Google discovered there were 5,723 devices as being in or near the U.S. Capitol during that incursion. Now, 900 people so far have been charged with various offenses having to do with the January 6th incursion. But the warrants were intended to locate anyone in the given area. And by the way, this is not new. Google has served about 10,000 geofence warrants every year. They have a policy. It's a 3-step process on how to narrow the scopes of those warrants so it's not just a big fishing expedition. But in this particular case, the FBI wanted Google to identify all devices in a 4-acre area between 2 and 6:30 p.m. on January 6th. And turn that information over to the FBI. There will be court challenges, undoubtedly. And it will be interesting to see if the Supreme Court gets involved in it. You know, is it a legitimate use of a warrant, or is it a fishing expedition? And how much detail should the FBI be required to provide in order to justify that warrant? And what should Google's response be to the warrant? So again, it's something that happens quite regularly, and most of the time for very legitimate reasons, and most of the time pinpointed on a specific individual, that a warrant is issued and Google responds. As I said, about 10,000 of them a year. And there are things you should probably know about your phone. For example, putting it in airplane mode does not turn off your device's location, because it's still responding to GPS. Even though you can't make a phone call in the typical way, the phone is still getting GPS signals. I mean, literally, probably the only way to ensure that you can't be tracked if you don't want to be tracked is turn the phone off or leave it home. Or leave it someplace where you're not. But then again, most of us don't care. I'm not out doing anything illegal. Now, do I want law enforcement fishing around to see where I am? No, not for unexplained reasons. But as a tool of enforcement to find those who committed a crime, well, maybe there's a legitimate purpose. But it needs to be highly scrutinized. It needs to be for good purpose and not just a general fishing expedition. It will be interesting to see what the courts have to say about it, because you know it's going to make it to the courts. Not much doubt about that. These kinds of activities and surveillance activities almost always find themselves in court one way or another. Last break this hour, then we'll be back to close out the hour and move on.
Retirement is more than a newly discovered free time. It's a time to reflect on how you'll be remembered and your legacy. It's important to make proper arrangements now. Tune in to WSGW every Sunday at 8 a.m. to your Financial Empower Hour with Jason and Carl Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment Advisors in Midland. Learn how to structure your retirement savings to increase the value of your estate and help leave the legacy you want. Plus, call Great Lakes Investment Advisors today and they will include a complimentary Legacy Maximizer at 989-7203. That's 989-835-7203. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including supplies, free package pickup availability and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
Frankenmuth Credit Union presents the 6th annual Bay City Country Music Festival, Thursday, June 15th, featuring Jimmy Allen.
Girl, what's your name? What you drinking? Yeah, what's your
And Friday, June 16th, featuring Mitchell Tenpenny.
Cause drunk me can't get over you.
And this year, a third show on Saturday, June 17th, featuring Nelly. Get your tickets today at KenSheltonPromotions.com. Also sponsored by J&B Boots USA.
Hello, I'm Mike Percha, the editor of the WSGW newsletter. Every weekday, I help coordinate the local Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland news being sent directly to your inbox. It's free and will help keep you in touch with the Great Lakes Bay region. To get the WSGW newsletter, sign up online at WSGW.com. Scroll in the WSGW newsletter sign-up box. And please let your family and friends know how easy it is to sign up for the WSGW newsletter.
All right, that puts the first hour of the Art Lewis Show to bed. Thanks for joining us. Next hour, we're going to begin talking to Representative Graham Filler, who was nominated to be in the Republican leadership in the State House. But that comes after the news. We'll have news from CBS. And then, of course, the local report. That's all ahead here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, PWFM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. President Biden has asked Congress to pass a resolution to prevent a nationwide railroad strike before Christmas after several unions rejected an administration brokered deal. One of them, Tony Cardwell's Brotherhood of Maintenance of Way employees.
The carriers have seen year-over-year record profits. The operating schemes that they're using created revenue that's just unparalleled throughout the history of the railroad. The sick leave proposal that we had was 1 penny on every dollar.
Correspondent Weijia Jiang is at the White House.
Hundreds of businesses sent a letter to congressional leaders urging them to get involved and warning that a rail strike could cost the U.S. economy up to $2 billion a day.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has scheduled a vote today on codifying same-sex marriage.
Because millions of Americans deserve equal justice under the law and peace of mind knowing their right to marry the person they love is protected.
The House has set aside time for a vote this afternoon. Democrats seem to act before Republicans assume the majority in the House in January. They're bracing for severe weather in the South. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate WCBS.
Not only could these severe thunderstorms produce tornadoes, but there is also a big, strong, damaging winds as well as large hail encompassing most of that area across the Tennessee Valley on down into the Deep South down towards the Gulf Coast.
City officials say it's safe to drink the tap water again in Houston. More than 2 million people have been under a boil water notice since Sunday. after a power outage at a purification plant. American soccer fans are psyched ahead of today's match at the World Cup.
I'm hoping for a 3-1 win. 3-1 win, U.S. We go to the second round. Love it.
I'm Roxana Saberi in Doha, where tonight's match is crucial for both the U.S. and Iran soccer teams. The U.S. needs a win, and Iran needs at least a tie to avoid being eliminated from this World Cup. That's because only 2 out of 4 teams in each group can go on to the next stage. And we know England is likely to go through first. The second team could be the U.S., Iran, or Wales. So it's all or nothing for the U.S., which has scored only 1 goal at this tournament so far.
Match time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Will Smith is opening this Oscar slap.
Oh, wow!
The actor tells The Daily Show's Trevor Noah,
You just never know what somebody's going through. Somebody's mother died last week. Somebody's child is sick. Somebody just lost their job. Somebody just found out their spouse cheated. You know, I was going through something that night.
Smith's promoting his new movie, Emancipation. Dow down 54. This is CBS News.
We get it. A single hire can make or break everything. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews, all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
We could all use a little more sweetness in our lives. Edible is your local stop for sweet treats and special gifts for any occasion. With dipped fruit bouquets to refreshing smoothies and creamy cheesecakes, Edible makes it easy to treat yourself and others to something sweet. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up a Fruit Fix box of chocolate-dipped apples, bananas, and strawberries for only $9.99. Be sweet today with a sweet from Edible Arrangements on Tittabawassee and Saginaw.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Kokomo's Family Fun Center, Westside Decorating, Third Gen Tire and Service Center, Applied Training Solutions, and Style Encore. Half off? Yeah. RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
How did hiring the right person become so difficult? Well, it doesn't have to be. Alpha Digital already has targeted databases built to very qualified candidates that are just looking for the right opportunity. That allows you to target exactly who you're trying to reach with a budget that is customized just for you. Learn about all the possibilities by going to alphamediadigital.com today. Find your next star employee with alphamediadigital.com.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Paws Pain Relieving Patches. The patches reduce my pain and let me do the things I need to do every day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salon Paws reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salon Paws. It's good medicine. Is that me too?
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 42 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Michigan will play host to President Joe Biden later today. The president will be in Bay City early this afternoon, where he'll discuss progress in building the economy. He's scheduled to speak at SK Siltron CSS, which opened a $300 million facility in September in Monitor Township. The company makes semiconductor wafers for electric vehicles. During his remarks, President Biden will also highlight how his economic plan is rebuilding supply chains and creating good-paying jobs in Michigan and across the country. The president will be joined by Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Congressman Dan Kildee, and other state and local leaders. The Michigan State Police are warning of a scam involving people in the Michigan Sex Offender Registry. Troopers from the Carroll Post on Monday said they received several calls from individuals asking about being called by a sergeant, advising them they'd missed the DNA test. The caller advised them they must pay a $100 bond. Police say the number the scammer is calling from is 989-214-7990 and is not the Michigan State Police. Male individual answered, identifying himself as state police. After being confronted, the man used profanity and hung up. Police say there's been an uptick in the number of scams lately and warn people never to give gift cards or personal information to people who call. Anyone with questions about a possible scam should contact their local police department. The case is still under investigation. Holly Jolly Days are coming to Midland this weekend with a variety of activities for the community. Starting on a Thursday, the annual Jingle Bell Fun Run Walk starts at 6:30. The free 1 mile course starts at Ashland in Maine. Registration is at Jingle Bell Fun Run Walk 2022.eventbrite.com. Pets are welcome. Horse and carriage rides take place Friday, as well as an ugly sweater bar crawl and much more. For a complete list of events and activities, visit downtownmidland.com/events. WSGW News Time 10:07.
We all bring something unique to the table. And at Jolt Credit Union, we're more than a credit union. We're your advocate, invested in your well-being. Our roots run deep in the Great Lakes Bay region, and we understand that by helping our members achieve their personal goals, our whole community is made that much stronger. We're proud to serve our members with branches in Saginaw, Bay City, and Essexville. We make a promise to every member to give it all we've got, every day and everywhere. Bold ideas lead to memorable results. So roll up your sleeves and join us as we go all in. Become a member today by visiting a nearby branch or get started at joltcu.com. Jolt Credit Union, offering a powerful shift to a better way of banking. Federally insured by NCUA.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Authorities say 2 Tennessee women car crash and police shooting in suburban Detroit include one who was reported missing days earlier. State police said in a series of tweets on Monday evening that detectives working with the Wayne County Medical Examiner identified the driver as 36-year-old Dominique Hardwick of Lebanon, Tennessee, and a woman found in the trunk of the car as 31-year-old Alina Casa of Murfreesboro. Police say Casa was reported missing to the Murfreesboro Police Department November 18th after not picking up her daughter from school the previous day. Police say autopsy results for Hardwick are consistent with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The circumstances of Casa's death haven't been determined. A preventable tragedy is how 2 former members of the Oxford School Board are now describing the fatal shooting of 4 students at school 1 year ago. Corey Bailey resigned as treasurer of the board following the shootings.
The school has several people that do still need to be held accountable, but that is now up to the stakeholders and the incoming board members to take action. Tom and I are speaking out because there are many, many other Oxfords out there that are not taking threat assessment seriously.
Bailey appeared with former Oxford School Board President Tom Donnelly yesterday, saying the district's legal counsel encouraged administrators to not cooperate with a third-party investigation following the tragedy. Today is Giving Tuesday, a day that started in 2010 with the hopes of encouraging people to contribute to nonprofit organizations. While many organizations focus on financial contributions, other groups are bringing attention to the need for volunteers. They say having enough volunteers is especially important as we enter the holiday season, struggling to make ends meet with food, housing, and childcare. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see mostly cloudy skies here for today with a high into the mid-50s. Winds out of the southeast around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, a good chance for rain showers, cloudy, a low near 37. Wednesday, a slight chance for rain early on, cloudy skies. Temperatures climb early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Then by Thursday, mostly sunny and a high around 36. Friday, mostly cloudy, high around 48 degrees. Then by Saturday, partial sunshine and breezy, a high around 47. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 41.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW on this Tuesday morning. And we welcome to the program from the 93rd State Legislative District, Representative Graham Filler. Representative Filler, good morning to you.
Hey,
good morning.
Thanks for having me on. I've been dying to come on this show and talk to you.
Well, I'm glad you have. And let me, before we get started, because with redistricting, you now represent a part of Saginaw County, don't you? What does your district cover?
Oh yeah, 60% of Saginaw County or more. Places like Merrill, Hemlock, Thomas Township, Saginaw Township, and then Gratiot County, which is a lot of farm fields and Ithaca area, and then Montcalm County, Ionia County, and then some of.
Yep. And that makes you my state representative. I should tell you that. Right off the bat.
Okay, well, whatever you need then, you just let me know.
So, how long have you been in the legislature now?
This is my second term.
This is your second term. And does the passing of the new term limits affect you then? Will you have the ability to run another 10 or 12 years, whatever it is?
Yeah, it does affect me. It adds on a couple terms, you bet.
So let's talk about the role you've taken on, because you've accepted a leadership position in the party. What does that entail for you?
You know, there's a couple things going on. First of all, I did take a leadership role, so I got elected to the House leadership team. And, you know, maybe people who listen know, or maybe they don't know, but here in the House, you have a Dem caucus and a Republican caucus, right? And they each have leadership teams, and those teams sort of exist to, you know, set an agenda and keep the caucus on track and do all these positives. You know, speak for the people who they represent. And so I'm an assistant floor leader. It means I get to sit on the House floor and help guide a Republican agenda or our response to the Democrat agenda. And then I've taken on this role of committee on committees chair, which is, you know some of the members up there. Representative Bierlein, Rep-elect Bierlein is going to be the new Frankenmuth representative.
Yep.
Timmy Beeson's the rep from the Bay City area. So they'll all send me their thoughts about what committees they should serve on, how they can best represent their community. Timmy's a great example, Rep Beeson, because he's a small business guy.
Right.
You know, he's the meat. We call him the meat king of Bay City.
Used to be, that's for sure.
That's right. And so he should serve on regulations and that deal with small businesses. And so that's something that I exist to sort of make that happen for the members. So that's a second leadership role I've taken. You bet.
So, Graham, let me ask, obviously after this last election, a bit disappointing for Republicans, at least in the state of Michigan. For the first time in a long time, the House and the Senate are now under Democrat control. And a lot of that has to do with the redistricting and the way the lines were drawn. How does this change what happens in the Republican caucus?
You know, I guess there's two answers to the question. The first one is, it is my opinion that we need a full reset in the state of Michigan regarding the Republican. I think our message is good, but we don't get it out there. You know, when we talk about things like small businesses, supporting agriculture, standing up for law enforcement, common sense regulations, not overreach, that's when we win. And that's when we talk about lowering inflation and, you know, cutting gas prices at the pump. Those are good messages. But the problem is that a lot of the messaging coming from the members of the Republican Party are saying things like they want to fight about elections and they want to do infighting and claim who's most conservative or least conservative. You know, people don't care about that stuff. They care about is the state government helping them lower their cost of living, giving them educational opportunities. And unfortunately, some of that noise has really been deafening. I don't think that people who voted against Republicans in 2022 woke up and said, you know what, I'm hardcore Dem, or I dream of, you know, Democrat Party ideals. I think they just want stable government and stable governance and some of that sort of leftover Trump anger and fighting about elections has really led to some difficulties. So
Yeah. I'm glad to hear somebody.
Reset.
I'm glad to hear somebody in leadership say that because I've thought that for a long time, that the message has been blurred, and in some ways continues to be blurred. I would also, I don't know if I would call it an anomaly. Maybe I would, but this past election, where Governor Whitmer sort of ran away with it and the legislatures fell to the Democrats, I do think there was a certain amount of reaction from the voting public to the abortion issue. And I think it drove a lot of the messaging. And I think that caused, and as you would expect, a lot of those votes went to the left. I would think that an election held in a couple of years without that issue in the forefront might show a different result. What do you think?
I tend to agree, and I think abortion is a really tough issue, and very emotional and a moral issue. And I personally don't root for and don't want more abortions. I want less. I want more children born into this amazing state and this amazing country. But the way it was phrased and the way it was sort of dumped on this state in a surprising manner in the middle of summer, I think it did move the election, or at least move people to. I think going forward, it probably won't be adjudicated is the wrong word, but it won't be fought in every election. And so yes, I view it as an anomaly.
And just one more question on that issue before I have to take a break here too. Now that it's part of the Constitution, is there much the legislature can do to mitigate it or not?
I think a lot of it will be fought in courts.
Yeah.
Things like a third-term abortion, which is pretty terrible thing to think about, a fully viable, ready child.
Right.
I think elements like that will be fought in the courts probably.
So that's where most of the future decisions, at least on this topic, will be made. All right, Representative Filler, hang on. I've got to take a break, and we will be back. We're talking to Representative Graham Filler of the 93rd District and now a member of the Republican leadership in the state legislature. We will return with him and more after these notes.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency water heater replacement or planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to fit every budget, experienced estimators, and state licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, it's quality.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com. 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Economists at Bank of America are now predicting a mild U.S. recession next year, driven by weaker investment and consumer spending. But they're also predicting inflation will fall to 3.2% a year from now. Oil futures are trading higher with speculation China might ease COVID restrictions following protests there. Adobe Analytics says Cyber Monday likely broke records with more than $11 billion spent online in a single as big discounts gave shoppers welcome relief from high inflation. AMC Network CEO Christina Spade has resigned after less than 3 months in the position. The company says it's still finalizing who it will name as her replacement. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
This holiday season, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation delivers on its promise to do good and never forget the sacrifices America's greatest heroes have made for us with their annual Season of Hope. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve, the foundation will deliver mortgage-free homes to dozens and dozens of America's catastrophically injured veterans, fallen first responder families, and Gold Star families. Bring hope to heroes. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org.
Is your being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. Prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Art Lewis here for WSGW and Last Frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling.
Howard up. The right corner 3 is good. Not sure if that was the play call, but it's effective.
Tune in tonight for Michigan basketball. The Wolverines host Virginia with coverage beginning at 9 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to State Representative Graham Filler from the 93rd District and a member now of Republican leadership in the state legislature. Representative Filler, let me talk about a couple of topics that are important to the state of Michigan and I know important to the party. Manufacturing jobs in the state. Senator Horn from Frankenmuth, of course, was and is a great leader in trying to bring manufacturing jobs to Michigan. Where are we with it, and what's the future of it?
Well, I guess it's a balance. I mean, we'll never be, probably before I was born, 1983, we'll never be that state again, right? But we have retained, we're still the automotive state. And there's been a lot of support for incentives. That's part of the discussion, but it can't be all of the discussion. And I'm sure you're aware of that whole debate we had in the last year, which is using taxpayer dollars to sort of entice companies to come to Michigan. I'm okay with that to an extent. But I don't think that can lead. I don't think that can be the number one thing. You know, I visited Nextier just a couple weeks ago or just a month ago. I was really impressed with their process. And they essentially said, Michigan has to woo us. I found that really interesting. They said, because other states show up and just with a blank check.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you know, maybe some people philosophically don't like this, but we're in competition with other states. And we just have to accept that. Can't be our only. We have to create attractive infrastructure, attractive education systems. We can't have a legislature that overregulates, environmentally overregulates and pounds these large manufacturers. If we do, they're just going to leave the state. Most dangerous thing that can happen.
Is some of this discussion areas where there is bipartisan support?
Yeah, I think I've noticed it as one of the sort of key issues that brings both parties together, because we all acknowledge that a Nextier is a great example, has this remarkable ripple effect, positive ripple effect on the Saginaw and Bay Area community. I mean, imagine all the people who come to work for Nextier and then they send their kids to school. Then they go to the grocery store and then they give back to their community. And then, you know, it's this over and over, and we can't discount that.
That points out also that, you know, it points out that that these things have regional impact. And even though it's not in your district, you know, what would we be, for example, without a Dow or a Corteva or a DuPont in our midst in Midland, where people work in all of the region, work in those companies. So what happens to one is good for all, isn't it? Or bad for all, depending what it is.
I'm really fascinated now that we have a Democrat majority in the House and Senate here. There are elements of the Democratic Party that want to go to war with Dow, Corteva, any chemical company, any manufacturing company, essentially make it very uncomfortable for them to be in the state with new state regulations, with new environmental regulation. I think that we'll be able to stop sort of the more lefty elements from making a dent. But I mean, forcing a Dow out of Michigan cripples that area.
Yeah,
absolutely cripples that area, and the damage done is astronomical. And so
I would I would find it hard to believe that there aren't moderate Democrats that would stand against that too.
That's who we're counting on.
Yeah, I gathered. And the president, of course, is in town to tout his policies. He's going to be at SK Siltron up in Bay City today. How important is the role of the federal government in what you do here in Michigan?
Boy, some great examples. There are some great examples and some terrible examples. You know, during COVID and after COVID, I was hoping the federal government would stop spending money.
Yeah.
And they did not. And they continued. And then everyone was very shocked in the administration when inflation went through the roof. And inflation, I don't think I have to explain to you, but just damages every level of in our society. Your $3 then goes to your $5 you owe, which is less money that you say, you know, this cascading effect. So I wish they had not done that. They did, and we sort of paid that price, and a lot of people paid that price and continue to pay that price. Energy, and allowing for fracking and drilling in North America instead of stopping it and then being shocked when gas prices go through the roof. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is the the correlation here is pretty straightforward. So there is remarkable impact. You know, I didn't agree with all of the CHIPS Act, but I do absolutely, we talk about Hemlock Semiconductor. I do absolutely, and I'm excited for them to do it in Michigan. You follow me?
Yep.
I would rather have semiconductor chips and elements of that chip, which is in everything we do, to be made in America instead of to be made in China with forced labor or in an area which is prone to geopolitical conflict. And so I'm pretty supportive of something like that.
Let's talk just for a minute about the state budget. Of course, the governor was touting the fact that there's a surplus and all of that, but a lot of that has to do with the money received during the pandemic from the federal government. What happens when that money goes away? What's the state finances look like?
There's it's a really complex question, and I really like it, so I want to get into it. So first of all, there's a ton of money that frankly just needs to be given back to the people. It's inflation money. It's fake state dollars. It came from your wallet when usually it wouldn't come from your wallet because of inflation. You should be owed that money. And that's in the billions. So I want to give that money back, and I want to continue trying to give that money back. When it comes to COVID money, a lot of that money is dried up. There's a couple billion, though, sitting there on the books. When the Dems end up spending that, I think they will. Then sitting out there that everyone wants to know is, are we going into a recession? And so should you hang on to some of that money that's not targeted to put it in a rainy day fund or to spend it very strategically? That would be my advice. And that's the advice I'll give to Democrats too.
So what's next on the upcoming agenda? As we sit here now, of course, the legislature is about to change over. What do you see as some of the items that are going to be on the agenda coming up soon?
Well, there's a lot of discussion here in Lansing about how to spend some of that money. Where go to a SOAR fund? Should it go to existing Michigan businesses that have added jobs? And I can tell you that conversation is ongoing this week and next week. When it comes to policy items, there's not a whole lot going on. I am the chair of the Judiciary Committee. I'm an attorney, and I've worked on a bunch of packages dealing with guardianship, dealing with crime victims' rights. Hopefully some of that crosses the finish line in the next 2 weeks, but it's a pretty lame duck session.
It's hard to judge until everybody gets their seats and takes their seats. Do you suspect there will be more or less bipartisanship now?
Going forward?
Yeah.
I think there will be pressure on the Democrats to treat this as sort of like a revenge tour. You know, they haven't been in the majority like this ever. And there will be pressure from elements to say, you know what, now is the time we get revenge. I hope that those sort of unhelpful elements get pushed to the side and instead get replaced by sort of a move to the middle. This is a state with strong Republican, strong Democrat populations, and it's a state that really demands bipartisan work on the Great Lakes and ensuring we don't go through a lost decade, ensuring some of our great players like a GM or a Dow stay here and can for communities. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, though, there's going to be some attacks on agriculture, and there's going to be some attacks on law enforcement, and I will be standing on the steps of the Capitol surrounded by law enforcement officers and saying, I won't stand for that. And that's just something that I can pledge to you right now.
Well, listen, Representative Filler, we thank you for your time this morning, and let's plan on touching bases from time to time.
Yes, sir. You know where to find me, and I am thrilled that Saginaw County is part of the new district. I just really look forward to working with you and being your representative, and know that if folks who listen want to call, they can call my cell site. I'm just really transparent and open. So thanks again.
Absolutely. Graham, have a great day, and thanks for joining us.
Okay, we'll talk to you.
We will. Thanks. Bye-bye now. Representative Graham Filler from the 93rd District, which now encompasses about 60% of Saginaw County and Gratiot, part of Isabella. We thank you for joining us today. That'll open the phones. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour. 989-752-6111.
George Thorogood, bad of the ball, shaking down the thunder. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Plug in and rock hard. Tickets start at $45 and are on sale now at the box office and Egypts.com. The New Year's pre-party starts here. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino.
Retirement is more than a newly discovered free time. It's a time to reflect on how you'll be remembered and your legacy. It's important to make proper arrangements now. Tune in to WSGW every Sunday at 8 a.m. to your Financial Empower Hour with Jason and Carl Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment Advisors in Midland. Learn how to structure your retirement savings to increase the value of your estate and help leave the legacy you want. Plus, call Great Lakes Investment Advisors today, and they will include a complimentary Legacy Maximizer at 989-835-7203. That's 989-835-7203. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory service in Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
One transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my niece is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The WSGW
Christmas shopping. For many people, Thanksgiving signals the start of Christmas shopping. For others, the shopping happens year-round. Some shop only in stores, some shop online, some shop both ways. One question most people must answer regarding Christmas shopping is how much to spend. This year, with higher gas prices, with inflation, the question of spending is more focused. Will there be less spending as people tighten budgets, or will there be more spending because it's Christmas? Poll question for you. What will you spend on Christmas shopping this year compared to last year? You can vote, I will spend less, I will spend more, I will spend about the same, or I still don't know yet. Make your choice, make your vote. Head to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley, Van Camp and Robin show, Joe Biden sides with the communists yet again. Does he know he did? Well, yeah, they signed his checks.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW. From the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. For the remainder of the hour, open phones. Something on your mind, give us a call, 989-752-6111. I want to piggyback on the promo you heard from the morning team about Christmas spending and how you shop. So here are the questions. And there are actually a number of them, but we'll deal with just a couple of them. Will inflation cause you to buy fewer gifts this year if you're in the gift market? Will the gifts you buy be of lesser value than before? How much of what you buy will be online as opposed to bricks and mortar in town, wherever you live? Those are some, I think, some key questions. As for myself, when I shop, I have priorities. My first priority is to shop local when I can. And by that, I mean independent local merchants who've invested their time and treasure in their business to make our community a better place. That's first. If they don't have what I need, then I go to the national chains and see if they have what I need or I'm looking for. If they don't have it, then I go online. And I kind of follow that procedure in most things that we do. I just feel that it is important to support the local independent business people who put their time and treasure on the line for us to make it a better place. All right, so those are some of the questions. Carl's in Saginaw, so let's say good morning to Carl.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I don't do a lot of Christmas shopping, but I actually bought myself a Christmas present.
Oh.
I bought some heated socks. Recharge.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Because my feet get cold, and I'm looking forward to trying them out and seeing how well they work. But
I don't have heated socks, but I do have my legs too would get cold. I wear boot socks, heavy white boot socks, not always white, but most of them are, that come all the way up to my knee. And then they act in a way like an insulator. I mean, I wear a lot of them in the wintertime.
Okay. The guest you just had on, Representative Filler.
Yes.
He talked a lot about cutting spending, but then when he was talking about the money that's going to Hemlock Semiconductor, well, that's all good. Apparently money spent, here is good, but money spent someplace else, we can't have that.
No, I
That's
don't.
Terrible.
I don't know that I'd interpret it that way. Let me throw this out and get your reaction to it. Yeah, he does represent Hemlock Semiconductor, so I understand what you're saying. But not all money government spends is bad, and not all money government spends is good. But if it's money that creates jobs, keeps jobs, I don't care where that company is located. I mean, if they gave money to some company in Battle Creek to keep them there, I'd say fine, because it's important to the state of Michigan, not just Hemlock, for example, that we have a significant number of employees because they pay taxes. They run the state with the money that's given the state. So I don't disagree with him. I think it's a good thing that we are trying to invest in attracting and keeping manufacturing. Not all dollars are bad. Not all dollars are good. And, and I'm sure that we could probably sit down with a list of things the state has given money to, and you and I could look at them and say, we think these three are bad and these three are good, or you may look at it differently and say it's just the opposite. But the reality is there is some good money spent. And just because he represents the district, I wouldn't take that away from him.
No, I'm in favor of the money going to Hemlock. But I just think we tend to look at it a little self-centered that, money spent here, of course, is good, but money spent somewhere else, well, of course they're wasting it there. Of course they are,
Well, it depends what it's spent for. Now, wait. It depends what it's spent for. I would bet if I sat Representative Filler down and he told me it's great that the state spent money to help Hemlock Semiconductor, he would probably also say it would be great if they spent that money somewhere else to help some other company, because he's in favor of that type of incentive to a limit. I mean, it's not an open checkbook with him, but he's in favor of incentives that attract business. So
and one other thing, Art, he talked about how the Democrats in Michigan are going to be taking the majority, and he hoped it would not be a revenge tour. Well, I hope he would tell his Republican friends in Washington.
I was going to tell him that. Yep. You and I agree on that.
I hope he tells them that it should not be a revenge tour in the U.S. House.
Yeah, well,
and
it's probably going to be. It's probably going to be. You and I both know it.
If they do, Art, I think it's going to be a mistake for the Republicans if they go down this path of.
Oh, let me ask you: was it
an investigation?
Was it a mistake
it's not going to play out well?
Was it a mistake for the Democrats?
Perhaps. Look what happened with Bill Clinton. His approval rating went up after he was impeached, and the Republicans took a beating after that. I'm just saying, if the Republicans go down this path, they're going to lose independents and moderates.
Maybe.
And if they do...
listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, because I've said before, I'd rather see all of that go away and they worry about what the country needs and sit down and talk to each other. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but just as long as we understand both sides do it.
Yes. Well, in Michigan, I hope they do it. The Dems do it in Michigan, too. Work together.
Work together. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I do, too. But, do you think it's going to happen?
Well, I hope so. Let's give them a try. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. And we'll see what they do in the House in Washington. The ball's in their court, in each of their courts, I would say.
Well, I would agree. Good luck. All right, Carl. Have a good one, buddy.
Right, next time.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Don, hold on. We'll get to you next here on WSGW.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural. Sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We all so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T. Euro Health.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. It's literally all we've done for 15 years. Whether you need to feed a meeting or the whole company, we're here to make sure the food is professionally delivered, on time, as ordered, and all within your budget. No wonder we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. Food for work is what we do, and no one knows it better. Order 24/7. 1,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
Lisa Booth here for Bishop Gold Group. So just when you think the stock market's recovering and everything's going back to normal, well, here comes another downturn. So what are you going to do? The answer is gold. The company that I trust is Bishop Gold Group. They can advise you on investing in gold and gold IRAs. So act now and get up to $5,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Call Bishop Gold Group on your phone, dial pound 250 gold. That's pound 250 Bishop Gold, or go to bishopgoldgroup.com.
I'm Dr. Stork. Why give your family just ordinary eggs when they can enjoy the best? Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition compared to ordinary eggs. With 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, 25% less saturated fat, and 38% more lutein. Because the way we care is anything but ordinary. Only better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
Okay, we're back with you, and Don is in Saginaw. Don, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis. Thanksgiving down in Detroit.
I did. I hope you did too.
I just have a quick public service announcement for you.
What's that?
Normally, we'll hear if there was a fire and someone died of smoke inhalation, or they had a generator in the garage. They didn't have a working smoke detector, or they didn't have a working carbon monoxide detector.
Right.
Well, I would encourage every one of your listeners, whether it's local or nationwide online, get a carbon monoxide detector, because one saved my life 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I woke up at 10 to 3 in the morning when I heard my furnace kick on, and 10 minutes later, I started hearing this beeping.
Mm-hmm.
Out in the hallway, the smoke detector wasn't going off. I went downstairs, the smoke detector wasn't going off, and I still heard this beeping. It was my carbon monoxide detector, and it was already up to 125 parts per million in the house.
Yeah.
What it came down to, I had a plug flue going from the furnace to the chimney.
Yep. We have a couple of them in the house, and I'm sitting here looking at one in my office right now, reading 0, which I'm glad.
Well, mine's in front of me too, and it reads 0.0. But
you're absolutely right.
I'm a retired electrician. I'll tell you, anyone, if you don't have a working smoke detector or carbon monoxide detector in your house, you can buy them now. There's both of them in one unit.
Yep.
Just go and buy the thing and put it in, because I wouldn't be talking to you right now, I don't think, if it hadn't been for that thing laying on my kitchen counter.
Not only that, not only can you get them dual, like you said, but if you have old smoke detectors in your home, it may be time to replace them.
Well, even these new ones that you don't have to put a battery in, they say they're only good for 10 years.
Yep.
And you got to get rid of them. So I say, I'm a firm believer. I just want everyone in your audience to know, we always hear the bad things, that this wasn't in the house or that wasn't in the house. But that saved my life 2 weeks ago. And I'm 64 years old. You got a couple of years on me.
Well, we're glad it saved you, and glad to hear from you. And it's a great thought. Everybody should go out for Christmas and get them.
As I say, if you don't have, I know you're limited on time, but anyone, please go buy one. It saved my life.
All right, Don, we're happy for you. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Yep, bye.
We'll be back to close out.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Rocket Grab Plus has a special Black Friday deal for you from the Bearded Axe. With this deal, you get 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4 for only $40. Bearded Axe is a local veteran-owned business. They offer hourly times for axe throwing, ninja stars, and tomahawks. You can find them at 4375 Bay Road in Saginaw. Save this Black Friday with RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Missed Black Friday? Dell's Cyber Monday event starts now with deals on powerful business tech. The savings start now with up to 50% off on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Cyber Monday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We thank you for joining us here on WSGW. We're going to move over for Focus, and on Focus today, we'll take a look at RocketGrabPlus.com. That's what's coming up, all of that after the news, and we'll talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saga, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. Violent weather's in the forecast for a stretch of the South. CBS's Jim Crisula.
The National Weather Service is warning of dangerous long-tracked tornadoes across the mid and deep South into tonight. The highest risk area of 4 out of 5 is across central Mississippi, including historic Vicksburg and Jackson. Parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama could see flash flooding from heavy rain.
We're testing all of our emergency notification systems. We're checking all the boxes and preparing for worst-case scenario and hoping for the best.
Josh Harper is Deputy Director of Emergency Services in DeSoto County, Mississippi, just south of Memphis, Tennessee.
And snow is a factor today from the Rockies east to the Great Lakes. President Biden is asking Congress to step in with a Looming, CBS News White House correspondent Weijia Jiang.
Hundreds of businesses sent a letter to congressional leaders urging them to get involved and warning that a rail strike could cost the U.S. economy up to $2 billion a day. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said lawmakers would vote to impose an agreement this week to avoid a, quote, catastrophic strike, and then it'll be up to the Senate.
The vote is expected today in the Senate on a bill to protect same-sex and interracial marriages. Democratic leader Chuck Schumer has managed to get the Republican support the measure needs.
A decade ago, it would have strained all of our imaginations to envision both sides talking about protecting the rights of same-sex marriage.
NATO says it's committed to a future membership for Ukraine. CBS's Cami McCormick in Romania tells us the alliance is bracing for lending a helping hand in a winter of war.
The Russians are targeting these large, high-voltage transformer stations designed to transmit electricity over very long distances. Romania will be the first country to supply Ukraine with small modular reactors, and NATO allies meeting here in Bucharest are working on other ways to help the Ukrainians get through the winter.
At the World Cup, the U.S. team has a showdown against Iran in a few hours. American fans in Qatar are optimistic.
We're coming back heavy, hard on every to the next round.
And CBS's Roxana Sabiri says it's a make-or-break game.
The U.S. needs a win, and Iran needs at least a tie to avoid being eliminated from this World Cup. So it's all or nothing for the U.S., which has scored only one goal at this tournament so far. The team is one of the youngest here, so while they don't have much experience on the world stage together, they have tons of energy and potential.
Wall Street, right now the Dow is up about 1 point. The NASDAQ is down 2 points, and the S&P 500 is up about 2.5 points. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 888. Get a quote today.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Kokomo's Family Fun Center, Westside Decorating, Third Gen Tire and Service Center, Applied Training Solutions, and Style Encore. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all Tom.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card back. And you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and includes zero. It requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 44 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchuk. A home invasion in St. Charles last Friday was stopped short thanks to the help of some Good Samaritans. Police say an intoxicated 32-year-old man broke into a house on Sanderson Street around 7:30 a.m. after he had been yelling and jumping on a vehicle. Two witnesses to the incident went into the home and subdued the man until police arrived. The home was occupied by a 41-year-old woman and two children, ages 13 and 9. Police say the suspect may have been under the influence of drugs during the break-in. He He's charged with first-degree home invasion and malicious destruction of property. Saginaw City Council has allocated more Rescue Plan Act funds, this time in the sector of public health. Here's WSGW's Jonathan Dent.
The council followed the recommendation of its advisory committee to allocate element of a $15 million behavioral health clinic to which the county had already made a matching allocation. However, instead of taking the entire amount from the city's general ARPA fund, it took $2.5 million from the funding that had been dedicated to lost revenue for the city. After this allocation was made, the council voted 5-3 in favor of sending the remaining public health proposals to city staff and consulting firm Guidehouse for more assessment and scoring. Mayor Pro Tem Annie Bench says that while their previous advisory committee gave recommendations, she believes a more detailed analysis is needed. Those who oppose the move say that the community has been waiting long enough to benefit from ARPA, and they have all the information they need to begin allocating funds. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.
WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
Keep the Saginaw Children's Zoo in mind while you shop for your holiday gifts. Visit our website to purchase a membership. Have a wild holiday and bring a gift from the zoo to your little ones this season. Stay connected to what is happening at the Saginaw Children's Zoo by visiting our website at SaginawZoo.com.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. The Big Ten Conference has announced disciplinary action and fines related to the fight between some MSU and U of M players last month. Spartan cornerback Kerry Crump, who's facing a felony assault charge, will be suspended for the first 8 games of next season. The conference says the suspensions for 6 other players imposed by MSU is sufficient and complete. The Big Ten has fined Michigan State $100,000 and issued a public reprimand for the University of Michigan. The conference says Michigan didn't meet the standards of the football game management policy that requires those who host games to provide adequate protection for personnel on both teams when entering and leaving playing arenas. There could be further action taken if additional evidence becomes available. Part of Michigan with a higher speed limit, you might be able to get to your destination faster, but that comes at a price. According to a new study by Michigan State University, crashes increased by about 5% during the 2 years after a 2017 state law boosted speed limits to 75 miles an hour on 610 miles of freeway. Peter Sevalainen co-authored the study. He says it wasn't just high speeds that caused more crashes, but also a higher variety of speeds on the freeway.
A lot of people may have tended to increase their speeds when those speed limits increase, but you also had some slower moving traffic and some drivers who may not have limits. And so in some of those cases, we actually saw quite a bit of variability in travel speeds.
Savalainen says all states that have increased speed limits to 75 or 80 miles per hour have generally seen significant increases in crashes resulting in deaths. When you see news happening, call the WSGW News News hotline at 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see mostly cloudy skies here for today with a high into the mid-50s. Winds out of the southeast around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, a good chance for rain showers, cloudy, a low near 37. Wednesday, a slight chance for rain. Temperatures climb early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Then by Thursday, mostly sunny and a high around 36. Friday, mostly cloudy, high around 48 degrees. Then by Saturday, partial sunshine and breezy, a high around 47. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 42.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW. Online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. Focus is sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, affordable alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement. You can find out more online at getroofmax.com, or you can call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax, and that's with 2 X's. Well, it's the holiday season. Christmas shopping well underway. So we thought we'd take time this morning to give you some help Christmas shopping and save you a lot of money, at least 50%. We're talking about RocketGrabPlus.com. Now let's start with how you take advantage of it. You must sign up at RocketGrabPlus.com. It costs you nothing to sign up. You just give them the basic information they ask for, and then every time there is a new deal to be had on Rocket Grab Plus, you will be notified of it ahead of the curve. And it's up to you whether you want to buy it or not. So you really, it costs you absolutely nothing to participate in RocketGrabPlus.com unless you decide to buy an item. We're going to give you an idea of some of those items today because some of them are great Christmas gifts. And you can save yourself some money at this time of the year when inflation is biting all of us and everything. Here's how you can save some money. Let us begin. Here is a $25 gift certificate for only $12.50 to Super Cute in Freeland, the perfect stocking stuffer. And you say, well, what is Super Cute? Well, Super Cute is a home decor and gift shop in Freeland. The store features trendy clothing, holiday decor, giftable items, and much more. So here you save 50%. You get a $25 gift certificate for only $12.50. Here's something that would make a great gift to a group of 4. It's an $80 gift certificate for $40 for 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4. And if you don't know it now, you will know it. Axe throwing has become a very, very popular pastime and sport. Bearded Axe is a local veteran-owned business. They offer hourly times for axe throwing, ninja stars, and tomahawks. They're located at 4375 Bay Road in Saginaw. You can check ahead for availability to book your time slot. The group must include 4 people and be used in 1 1-hour session. Again, it is 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4, $80 value. You pay only $40 for it on RocketGrabPlus.com. In this day and age, more and more people are learning how to shoot handguns and want to be able to carry their handgun concealed. In order to do that, you have to take a CPL class. Well, normally and almost everywhere you go, they're $150, and that includes Applied Training Solutions in Midland. But they're offering it to you for only $75, half price. $75 for a full CPL class necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a CPL in the state of Michigan. You must be 21 or older, and they will give you the class time. You will have simulator dry firing time, and you will have some live range time included for your $75 at Applied Training Solutions in Midland. Don't pass that one up if you're interested in a CPL. How about carpet cleaning in time for the holidays? Here's a $300 value for a $150 half off carpet cleaning for up to 850 square feet. And it's done by Patriot Carpet Cleaning. They use a 3-step procedure to remove dirt and stains from your carpet. Their process increases indoor air quality by reducing the risk for mold and spore travel, mildew, and chemical smells that can occur with other cleaning methods. Their process begins with less than 3 gallons of water for the same 1,000 square foot area of carpet, and because they use so little water, the carpet can dry in 1 to 4 hours. So again, it's half off carpet cleaning for up to 850 square feet, a $300 value for $150 from Patriot Carpet Cleaning. We will take a break. When we come back, we've got lots more items for you here on Rocket Grab Plus.
Hi everyone, Eric Crane here with Crane's Aluminum Appliance Center, and I'm proud to announce that both of our locations are ready for the holidays. Whether it's kitchen or laundry, any other need that you have, you'll find it here on Bay Road in Saginaw or 1556 West Carroll Road in Carroll. New, scratch and dent, and reconditioned appliances with name brands such as LG, Speed Queen, GE, and Frigidaire products. Don't forget, we stand behind everything we sell. Crane's Aluminum Appliance Center, locally owned and operated since 1956, is at 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw and 1556 West Carroll Road in Carroll, where we want to earn your business.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Somebody is remaking Winnie the Pooh into a violent horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, my.
Because the copyright ran out on Winnie the Pooh, and so now they can use the characterizations and such like that. And I guess the movie is coming out in February. Well, now, Bambi. The same person who wrote, produced, and directed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is also involved in a Bambi remake. The film will show Bambi as a vicious killing machine lurking in the wilderness. Subtitle of the movie says, "Prepare for Bambi on rabies." Bambi isn't happy that mom got killed.
Is Thumper the hitman or what?
The flower. Flower is going to shoot him with a stink.
Actually, the film is going to be titled Bambi. First Winnie the Pooh, Bambi.
Let's face it, though, Piglet had it coming.
Well, apparently it's not our childhoods anymore.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Does it feel like a red wave?
It feels like a red wave.
News coverage.
Folks, that didn't happen.
Definitely not a Republican wave, that's for darn sure.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer will lead the state for 4 more years.
We have come a long way, Michigan, a place where women make their own decisions.
Republicans, not Democrats, are in fact looking for answers.
It's abortion, stupid.
Democrats take full control of the Michigan legislature.
News coverage.
We will be in the majority, and Nancy Pelosi will be
on WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right. We're back with you here on WSGW. Time remaining to talk about RocketGrabPlus.com. Continuing on, here is a $100 gift certificate for only $50 to West Side Decorating Center in Saginaw, one of my favorite places. West Side Decorating Center specializes in providing the materials needed for home repair and renovation projects. They carry paint, hard surface flooring, carpeting, and window treatments. Whether your next project entails simple repairs or professional remodeling, they've got the right equipment and products for you. They make it easier to achieve a finished project by supplying what you need. And again, this is a $100 gift certificate for only $50. Stop in and see their newly expanded showroom And starting tomorrow, I do believe Westside Decorating Center will be the exclusive sponsor of the Art Lewis Show. We thank them very much. All right, here is a gel manicure and Salon Blue gel pedicure for only $60, a $120 value. And you book an appointment with this deal today. Walk-ins not available. You will have to call Salon Blue, a full salon, spa, and boutique. And you'll leave happy, feeling like new. And I do believe they are in Mount Pleasant. So there you go. It's a $120 certificate for only $60. Want a little food? Okay, there's a $15 gift certificate for $7.50 to Wheeler's Restaurant in Standish. They serve breakfast all day. Enjoy their all-you-can-eat deluxe soup and salad bar. And they are known for their delicious perch dinners. Great food and service. The staff is very, very friendly. $15 gift certificate to Wheeler's Restaurant, yours for only $7.50. Here is another axe throwing opportunity. 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4, 10 years and up, or 1 hour for a group of 4 for video archery at Daylight Outfitter in Midland. With this deal, you get 1 hour of axe throwing for the group of 4, 10 years old and up, or 1 hour group of 4 video archery. It's an $80 value for only $40. Daylight Outfitter is a local archery pro shop and axe throwing venue. Daylight Outfitters opened its doors in September of 2020 as a small shop. They're constantly trying to get more diversified products in line. They have a knowledgeable staff with the products they carry and sell, with a special emphasis on customer service. They're a bring your own bee, no glass bottles, no drinking water under 21, no drinking under 21. Axe throwing minimum age 10 years old. Closed-toed shoes are required for axe throwing, and there's no minimum age for the archery lane. Be sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram for up-to-date events and special promotions. Again, it's an $80 gift certificate for only $40 at Daylight Outfitters. So there's another opportunity for that great sport. Let's take care of your car. What do you think? I think that's a good idea because your car, you need it. And here is a $100 gift certificate for $50 to Third Gen Tire and Service Center for a full synthetic oil change, plus free standard wiper blades and more at Third Generation Auto in Bay City. They are European auto specialists, by the way. This deal includes a full synthetic oil change up to 5 quarts, a free pair of wiper blades, and it also includes a 35-point inspection, complete lube filter, all fluids topped off. Third generations of quality service, over 80 years of combined experience. They are ASE certified, and they are Repair Pal certified and Auto Value preferred partner. You can like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, find us on Google. They're located next to O'Connor's Auto Outlet. Again, Third Generation Tire and Service Center, a $100 certificate for only $50 to keep your car in good shape. Here is a $40 gift certificate for only $20 to Style Encore up on Tittabawassee Road. They buy and sell generally gently used women's clothing, casual and business. Shoes, handbags, accessories. They have all the hottest name brands at up to 90% less than the regular price. So those are just some of the items on Rocket Grab. Plus, there's a couple of more. There's a 4-person private 60-minute firearm virtual training from ATS. $100 value for only $50. Shampoo, cut, deep condition at Salon Blue for only $40. That's an $80 value. And $50 for a party of 4 to Uplift for a tie-dye session at Uplift Creative Center in Midland or Bay City. You can log on to rocketgrabplus.com and see all these deals. And if you haven't signed up, do so today. You will be glad you did. We'll be back to close out after these notes.
Baking cakes wasn't part of Edible's original game plan, but who can resist a slice of rich chocolate cake topped with strawberries and whipped frosting? Probably not you, and definitely not us. Sweet for sharing or sweet for snacking on your own, these chocolate masterpieces are just the right size for birthday parties or those random treats for yourself. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up your chocolate cake with strawberries and whipped frosting today. Be sweet today with arrangements on Tittabawassee and Saginaw.
Hello, this is Kevin from Applied Training Solutions in the Midland Mall. We are Mid-Michigan's premier CPL Academy. Our instructors teach the fundamentals of self-defense in a friendly environment using state-of-the-art video simulation tools and a live fire range to help you build self